What's up, everybody? Welcome to another ranking video. And today I will be ranking every movie I've watched for the first time in February of 2023. Yes, I did January last month, and check that one out if you haven't already. This is a monthly thing I'm going to start doing whenever it's time to do movie related videos. This will be the first one I'll do of each month. And I do want to say, if you notice my voice sounds different, or if I'm not as energetic as I usually am, I just I'm kind of starting to get through these really bad allergies I have had for the last few days. Um, but but yeah, I feel a little bit better now. It was really bad. Um, but I feel a lot better now. So yeah. But if I sound different, that's why. Anyways, so yeah. All right. Every movie I watched first time in February. Uh, this is um this is 13 movies, and also I want to mention some of these, actually, quite a bit of these are actually by the director Alexander Payne. And the reason why I mentioned that is because the next movie related video will be my ranking for Alexander Payne's films. So, yeah, most of his films are on here. The only ones that are not on here are Sideways and Nebraska, and that's because I've already seen those beforehand. But all of his other movies are on here too, because I've seen them this month. So I won't be talking about those too much. I'll talk more about them whenever I do that ranking video. But yeah, I just want to mention that. Although there will be one I will talk a little bit more about. But yeah. Anyways, um, and also, of course, keep in mind personal opinions. If you know some of the movies I have lower on the list, if you like them, sorry, I guess I didn't. And and if you don't like a movie that I have higher, I liked it. So yeah, just keep that in mind. All right, so okay, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? 13 movies. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with number 13. Okay, so coming in at number 13, we have the first of three Martin Scorsese films that will be on this list. First one is my least favorite of that I've seen for the first time of this month is The Age of Innocence from 1993, and it stars Daniel Day Lewis, Winona Ryder, and Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah, okay. Now, aside from that cast alone, which that was kind of a reason why I wanted to watch this movie because I like that cast. But aside from that cast, I didn't really like this movie. I thought it was boring, and it's just another boring Martin Scorsese movie. I'm sorry, and unfortunately, Mark, as much as I love Scorsese, he does have a lot of boring movies, and this is one of them. Sure, good performances, but even those don't really save the movie, at least for me. So yeah, the Age of Innocence is number 13. Okay, coming in at number 12 is another Martin Scorsese film, and this is actually one that not a lot of people talk about. It's a very hard movie to find. I was lucky enough to find on YouTube, but I kind of get why it's kind of hard to find because I mean I won't say it's a bad movie. It was all right. I just didn't love it. But yeah, another Martin Scorsese movie that is hopefully I'll say the name of it right. Kundun or Kundun. I don't know, one of the two. But yeah, that it's a biopic about the Dalai Lama that Martin Scorsese did. I was lucky enough to find it on YouTube. Luckily because it wasn't streaming anywhere. Um, I didn't think this was a bad movie. I thought it was okay. But also a little bit boring too. Wasn't as boring as Age of Innocence and even some other Scorsese films, but still, it was still a little boring, and I don't see myself ever watching it again. I think it's a one and done. It's an okay film though. It's all right. It's okay, but I just didn't love it. Yeah, Kundun, whatever you want to call it. That is number 12. Okay, coming in at number 11 is the first of many Alexander Payne films, and this is his debut film, Citizen Ruth, starring Laura Dern, from 1996. And again, I'm not going to talk too much about the Alexander Payne films. I'm just going to say this one was okay. A little strange. It's a kind of a weird movie, but Laura Dern was good. Laura Dern was very good. But yeah, I didn't love it. It was just okay. So yeah, Citizen Ruth. Did I say Citizen Kane earlier? I hope I didn't. But Citizen Ruth, that is number 11. Okay, coming in at number 12. I know this is kind of spoiling my Alexander Payne film in terms of the ranking, but oh well. Th- Not number 12. Coming in at number 10. Did I say 12? Sorry. Number 10. See, the allergies are fucking with my brain too. All right, coming in number 10 is his latest movie, so far at least, because he is supposed to have a new one hopefully this year. But um, that is Downsizing from 2017, starring Matt Damon and Kristen Wiig and Christoph Waltz and some other people. I think Jason Sudeikis was also in it. Yeah, Downsizing. Now a lot of people, a lot of people would say that this is their least favorite Alexander Payne film. I actually liked it a little bit better than Citizen Ruth, but not by much. I still didn't love this movie. But going into it, I was thinking, I was like, this isn't that bad. But then as the movie went on, I was like, yeah, it's not great. But I didn't think it was a terrible movie. It just wasn't quite for me. But yeah, Downsizing, that is number 10. Okay, coming in at number 9, we got a Tim Burton movie, and that is Sleepy Hollow, from 1999, starring Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci. Um, yeah, this movie was actually pretty good. I kind of liked it. It was a little bit boring at times, but for the most part, I didn't mind it. I actually kind of liked it. I wish I liked it better, obviously, but I did enjoy it. I really liked the cinematography. That was really good looking. I kind of want to say that that was like the first time first time it acted like the first Tim Burton movie that actually looks like a Tim Burton movie. Like at least one that he does like the kind of movies that he makes now. This looks a little bit more modern than than even his earlier films. But yeah, Johnny Depp is very good. So is Christina Ricci as well. Um, yeah, it's a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it for what it was. I wish it was a little bit better, but it was still fine. I did like Christopher Walken as the villain though. He was awesome. He was hilarious too. So yeah. Uh yeah, Sleepy Hollow, that is number 9. Okay, coming at number 8, we have the final um Martin Scorsese film that's on this list, and that is The Aviator. Yes, I finally got to see The Aviator, and I have to say, like, okay, going into this movie, I was a little bit nervous. I was like excited, but also nervous. I really wanted to like this movie, but I was scared I wasn't going to enjoy it. And after watching it, I I liked it a little. Okay, I liked it. Much like Sleepy Hollow though, it could have been better, but I still Enjoyed it. It did have some boring moments, just like Sleepy Hollow, but I think what really saved this movie was probably uh, Leo DiCaprio's performance. He was so fucking good in this film as Howard Hughes. He was amazing. Um, but yeah, and also Kate Blanchett as well. I mean, Kate Blanchett's great. Um, Yeah, she was very good. Um, yeah, it's an okay film. It's I enjoyed it. A little. Maybe I'll rewatch. I'll like it a lot better. I hope so. But yeah, Aviator. That is my number 8. Okay, coming in at number 7, we got another Alexander Payne film, and that is The Descendants, from 2011, starring George Clooney, and hopefully I'll say her name right, Shailene Woodley. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. Along with Judy Greer, and also for some reason Matthew Lillard is in this movie. Um, but and Robert Forster is also in this film. That's pretty awesome. I love Robert Forster. He's a great underrated late great underrated actor. Um but yeah, rest in peace. But yeah, Descendants I thought was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Again, could have been better, but it wasn't boring like those last two. Like those last two had some boring moments. This one wasn't boring at all. I actually quite enjoyed it. I could have liked it a little better, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. And George Clooney was very good. So was Shailene Woodley. Hopefully, I'm saying her name right. But yeah, and it's a good movie. I recommend it. Okay, so yeah, The Descendants. That is number 7. Okay, number 6 is a movie. Is a movie that is very under the radar. Um, like meaning not a lot of people talk about this one, but this is a movie from the 90s. It is called The Day Trippers, and it was actually directed by Greg Matola. Hopefully, I'm saying his last name right, but yeah, Greg Matola, I think, who is the director of Superbad and also Paul and Adventureland. This was his debut film. Some people might say Superbad was his debut film, but no, this actually kind of like Edgar Wright. Like a lot of people say Shaun of the Dead is his first film, but no, he had another film in the 90s, A Fistful of Fingers, that no one talks about, but that's because it's hard to find. Now, this movie is a little easier to find than that because it does have a Criterion release, and it's also on HBO Max, and that's where I found it. And I think it has a cult following, so yeah. But this movie stars Hope Davis and Parker Posey and Marsha Gay Harden. Marsha Gay Harden, I think is her name, and I forget who else. But this movie was pretty good. I thought it was really pretty good. It's about this young woman who thinks her husband is cheating on her because she finds this note from someone, I think, to the husband, and so her family pretty much makes her investigate, try to find him and see what he's up to. So yeah, it's a pretty good movie. It could have been better, but I did enjoy it for what it was. As this small independent film. And also, this movie gave me a crush on Hope Davis. She's awesome. In fact, there's another movie with her that's on this list. We'll get to later. I I did actually like her better in this movie than the other one, but I like the other movie better. So yeah, but uh, yeah, yeah, The Day Trippers. Pretty good movie. I highly recommend it. It's on HBO Max, so check it out if you haven't. Yeah, Day Trippers, that is number 6. Okay, my number 5 is a movie that a lot of y'all might be surprised I never seen before this. And to tell you the truth, I actually have seen most of it, I think, throughout my life. Like, I remember first time I saw some of this was in the 4th grade, and then I saw some more, like, on TV, but I don't know if I ever, until now, seen it all the way through. And I've had the DVD for it for a while, and I just now got around to watching it all the way through. And that is Mrs. Doubtfire from 1993, directed by Chris Columbus, starring Robin Williams, of course, and Sally Field. Um, Yeah, finally got to watch it, and yeah, it's a good movie. I mean, I think you probably already knew that, but it's a good movie. It's a good comedy. Ron Williams is hilarious, of course, and he actually makes a pretty convincing old lady, old British woman. He actually does. Uh, but yeah, yeah, not really much to say about this movie that hasn't been said already. Just just a good movie. Just a good, funny movie. Yeah, Ron Williams is a legend. So yeah. Uh yeah, that is my number five, Mrs. Doubtfire. Okay, coming in number four is a Ryan Gosling movie that is Lars and the Real Girl from 2007. Uh Yeah, I've been wanting to watch this movie for a while because I've heard it's about like mental illness, and yeah, it's a really weird movie about mental illness. About Ryan Gosling plays a guy named Lars who, excuse me, is very lonely, and he gets a fake woman, a like a sex doll, and pretends that it's his girlfriend, and um like everyone around him, including his brother and sister-in-law who he lives with, they're trying to accept it. That this is who this guy is. Um, he, yeah, he's crazy, but we still love him. It's a very good movie. I enjoyed it. I will say though, I mean, it's a comedy, but it's not really that funny. I mean, there are some funny moments in the film, sure, but it's kind of more depressing than funny, honestly. But it's still a very good film. A very, very good film. I think this might be Ryan Gosling's best performance, at least of what I've seen. I haven't seen too many Ryan Gosling films. I've seen The Nice Guys, which is a very good movie, and also seen Crazy Stupid Love, and I love that movie. That might be my favorite Ryan Gosling movie, but this is probably my favorite Ryan Gosling performance. Like I thought he was great in this. But yeah, Lars and the Real Girl, very good film, and that is my number four. All right, coming in number three, we got a Jim Jarmusch film, and that is Night on Earth. And this is a movie I've been actually wanting to watch for a long time. I've actually been thinking about reviewing it too, um, but I never did. Um, I mean, this is pretty much the way I review movies now. So yeah, but so I'm now reviewing it. But yeah, this movie it stars Winona Ryder and Giancarlo Esposito and Rosie Perez, I think is how you say her name, from Do the Right Thing, and also Pineapple Express and White Man Can Jump. Also, Giancarlo Esposito is also in Do the Right Thing. But yeah, this is a really interesting film. This is an anthology film directed by Jim Jarmusch. And by the way, this is my second Jim Jarmusch film. I've also seen Broken Flowers with Bill Murray. I like this even better than that one. Um, I didn't love this movie, but I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. It's a like I said, it's an anthology film. There's five stories, and it's supposed to be just about these taxi drivers. Each story is about uh, a taxi driver and their passenger, and it's supposed to take place all in one night and in different cities all over the world. There's one in New York, one in Los Angeles, one in Paris, and two others that I forget. But Rome, maybe, and I forget where else. But yeah, this movie was I quite enjoyed this one. Now I will say I didn't love the last two stories that much. I thought the first three were very good. Um, but like I don't know, I didn't love the last two. But you know, as a whole though, as a movie itself, I thought it was a very cool movie, very good movie. And there's also music by Tom Waits in the film, so that's cool. Yeah, Night on Earth. That's my number three. All right, coming in number two, another Alexander Payne film. About Schmidt, from 2002, starring Jack Nicholson, Hope Davis again, Kathy Bates. Yeah, I forget who else, but June Squibb as well, from Nebraska. Um, but yeah, this movie, I liked it. I liked this movie quite a bit. This was another movie I've had for a while, and I just now got around to watching it because I started my Alexander Payne ranking, and I liked it. Jack Nicholson is great as always. Hope Davis was good. Kathy Bates was weird, but she was good. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, it's kind of a sad movie, but it's still a good movie. It's still very good. Yeah. About Schmidt, that is my number two. And my number one favorite movie that I've watched for the first time in in February of 2023, that is the last Alexander Payne film I'll be talking about. That is Election. Yes, I finally got to see Election, and I wasn't sure about this movie. I wasn't sure how this was going to be. When I very first heard of it, but I was wrong. This movie is almost, if not almost, a masterpiece. This movie is great. It stars, of course, Matthew Broderick and Reese Witherspoon, and they're both amazing in this movie. Not even a big Reese Witherspoon fan, really, but she was great in this movie. She was fantastic. She was hilarious. She was really awesome in this movie. And Matthew Broderick as well, which I'm not like the biggest Matthew Broderick fan outside of Ferris Bueller and the Cable Guy, but he was also really good. This might arguably, I think, even better. I think his performance in this movie is even better than it is in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That might be a hot take. I don't know, but and also I think this might be a better movie than Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Yeah, but yeah, I think this was the movie that put Alexander Payne on the map, and I I definitely see why. I definitely see why people wanted to hire this guy after this movie because yeah, he made an amazing movie. Not my favorite Alexander Payne film. I'll reveal that in the ranking, but very close to being it. It is really, really good. I highly recommend it. It kind of reminds me in some ways like early Wes Anderson, honestly, like in terms of the humor and stuff. Like it kind of reminded me of Rushmore. So if you like the movie Rushmore from Wes Anderson, and you haven't seen Election, I highly recommend it. I think you might enjoy it. It's on Amazon Prime. That's where I saw it. But wherever you can find it, yeah, it's great. It's a really good movie. It's really funny. It's really weird. The filmmaking style is awesome. It's just a great film. I really recommend it. So yeah, Election. That's my number one favorite movie from that I've watched for the first time in February 2023. Yeah. All right, there we go. There is yeah, my ranking for every movie I watched for the first time in February of 2023. I know I just said that, but whatever. So, yeah, look out. If you're interested, check out not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that will be my Alexander Payne ranking, and also before that, next Wednesday, uh, on the music related videos will be another ranking. It'll be a new discography ranking, and that will be for the Talking Heads. So if you're interested, check that out. So yeah, all right. So please like, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell, and I'll see you later. Oh, also, there should be a new, hopefully, there should be a new Your Cousins Are Critics episode, so look out for that. But, anyways, I'll see you later. All right. Peace.